Hello everyone, this is Janet. I just wanted to come and bring you my happy mail that I got from Joanne. Hi Joanne. This is a swap, a folio swap that is originated from Nick the Booksmith via Rebecca Combs. Thank you, Rebecca. We'll do this again. Absolutely loved it. And thank you, Nick, for having the brilliance of the queen of books. You are definitely the queen in my book. So I just want to show you really quick what the lusciousness of Joanne. She overindulged in me. We were only supposed to do a folio, but she sent me all of this as a goodiness. So here we go. I'm sure she did a wonderful, this is just, I love how this little sentiment of a card tucks into. It's just so perfect for us, and I thank you for that. I will put the folio to the side also. It all came wrapped into this tapestry, and I'm thinking that you guys can see this tapestry. Joanne, I want you to know this tapestry is golden to me because I will definitely make this into a bag that holds one of our tomes, and who knows, you may get it back. But I just love that tapestry. Thank you so much. The first thing that she sent me, and this is just so precious. I hope you guys can see in this. Of course, a beautiful little tag wrapped in some sari silk. And it's a one signature journal. And of course, look at this. Look at these little beads and a little frilly. And I just love that worldly little charm there, if I can get it right there. Oh, it's just so cute, and she hung it right there. Joanne, excuse me, if you knew me better than you do now, you just lucked out. This is my color scheme, so I flipped when I saw it, and the grunginess, it just overwhelmed me. I was actually, I've been oohing and on over this whole book and crying because I'm very humbled about it. You just did such a phenomenal job, and you're dying and your little snippets of bits and bobs and everything in here is me to a nutshell. So I just have to thank you, Joanne, how you all put this in, and that you just thought it was so fun getting to know you. We texted back and forth for days and days. I mean, all hours of the days. And she was at her office desk and I was at work and at home. I mean, look at this. This is just so, I love these little, I would assume that this might be French. I'm not really sure, but Joanne, I love it. This is one of my favorites. And I love how it's at an angle too here. But the papers, the maps, the tuck spots, the colors, I mean, everything. And I mean, just, it's so delectable. So delectable. So Joanne, I thank you. From the bottom, I mean, look at this. From the bottom of my heart, I am very humbled. Very, very humbled. You really rocked it out of the ballpark. Look at that. I just love that. And she even put in, she has to know that I'm a cook because I love vintage magazines, because I even go to all kinds of sales and antique stores and I look for little antiques, especially the classifieds. I really like that. It looks like a little envelope and it's actually a whole piece of paper. Another thing, Joanne, I want you to know that this journal is not just going to be sitting on my shelf looking gorgeous, but it is going to be a journal that I will use. It's a little embrace verb and then a little writing space but this is what in order to see birds, it is necessary to become part of the silence. And I just love that watercolor look of that little bird. You know, it's just, and that's from Robert Lind. I just sometimes think we were just way too wordy. That's funny, me talking. But I do. I love silence. But anyway, Joanne, I am a bird fiend. I am a grunge fiend. I absolutely love every aspect of this journal. I cannot thank you enough. A little heart and a tag. It's just beautiful. Just beautiful. I love all of your papers, digis, how you did it. I don't care. I just think it's just luscious, just luscious. I mean, and the color scheme, oh my gosh, color scheme is me, just me. So here's two more of those beautiful little cards. I just want to share everything with you guys. And this is just a little journal that, and this is a mini, I love these little mini. Sometimes these little mini ones are harder to make than the larger ones. But, oh, look at that. Look at that paper. Oh. And she made a nice little pocket. Oh, Joanne. Joanne. Oh, I know. Just look at all this. And this is, oh, this is, look at that. This is from Chicago. And obviously this was a nice little postcard. But I think it might have been a digi. But, oh, it's so yummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Well, anyway, it will be used. I am very much of a journaler, and you did not know that. That is something really interesting. I mean, there again, you just, I mean, look at these prints on the tea dyeing, or the coffee dyeing, or whatever kind of dyeing you did. And then she, oh, this is just, thank you. Thank you. All right. Then she added another little thing, and I'm going to, she just made an envelope out of, I would assume, parchment paper. It looks, she dyed that too. And she added some more goodies here. Actually some cards from Oklahoma. That's where she's at. Thank you. And this, I believe, all ties in with the folio. She also did kind of a Nick thing. She had a story behind her folio, and it was based in Oklahoma. And obviously that's where she's from, and she just added so many beautiful, isn't that just neat? I just love that. Just love that. And that's a postcard from, all this stuff was Oklahoma. Anyway, the folio, thank you, thank you, thank you. The folio is base. I mean, she just had it all wrapped up, and I get all my little fuzzies and strings off. And it is a beautiful story, and I won't do the story justice, but I just wanted to share with all of you guys. This folio was all wrapped up in this beautiful twine. And so I unwrapped it, and I oohed and I awed, and of course a lot of tears came with it because I do that. That's just my style. And I opened it up because this map of Oklahoma, and it says the map of the Indian and Oklahoma Territory. So that's really the time frame that this whole story was based. And this whole story was based on a little girl. I shouldn't say little girl. She sounded like she was maybe back in the Indian Territories. She and her father and aunt and uncle went out to a certain town in Oklahoma. And this is where the territory was... Oh, I'm not going to get it all in frame. Let me see if I can. I don't want to lift it too much. Well, we're just going to do a part at a time. I mean, she just, let me get this out. She just mapped up here, and every emblem and everything has something to do with the story, and that is so cool. So cool. So I'm going to start down here. This really, it's just so pretty. She added the flaps right here. I never would have thought of that one. She added the flaps right there and put some more cards for me to use. But it says in here, it says Fort Sill, Oklahoma. Well, these three letters here are letters from a daughter to her mother. Her mother stayed behind in the home territory while daughter and father and aunt and uncle went out and to establish a new life in the plains of Oklahoma. And the daughter was getting her teaching certificate to teach. Mind you, that these were the times that only teachers were only single if you met a man or he courted you and he asked you to marry. You stopped being a teacher and you went to be a wife. So this young lady wrote her mother 3 letters, and it built on each other. And it was just so fabulous because here Joanne is from Oklahoma. She did all kinds of research. She put all kinds of little ephemera that is correlated with the story, kind of like Nick. Oh, brilliant. And just everything had a reason. Fort Sill, that's where that is. Fort Sill is really where this whole is based. And so each one of these is a little letter to her mother, Mrs. Ida Banks, and each one is printed out on tea-dyed paper. And she's writing about, and this is Martha Ann Banks. That's the young gal who is becoming a teacher. Isn't this just neat? Tucked into each one had its little, and this is a rug because they were talking about Chief Geronimo. I just think that, I mean, everything is a reason why she put this in here. It is just true lusciousness. So I'm going to pull this down, flip this over, and so you can actually see. It is... where do I start? Where do I start? I'll try to start over here. This little tag, and it's hooked on this little, it's just so cute, 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 cute. Of course, they were talking about all kinds of buffalo that was in the part of it. And this little thing, this is supposed to be kind of when the Indians cry, when the white was moving the Indians and the Indians' tears were hitting the ground, it would turn into a certain rose rock. Stunning, stunning. And of course, little bits and bobs that correlated with everything in the story. Her aunt was making her a nice dress, so I would assume this would be a piece of the dress, and this is supposed to be a piece of the fabric, and that was supposed to be a picture of the dress. I mean, it is just yummy, yummy, and yummy. And a lot of this, even the Omaha buffalo chili. The father was making a buffalo chili, and the daughter, I think Emma, had said, no, I really don't. She thought buffalo was just really disgusting, but turned to find out that she really did like it. And it's just all kinds of things. And here's a tag with a little sun catcher, and part of the story was that the sun catcher, Emma had gone to a general store and she had seen these really unique, I believe it's a general store, maybe it was just a blanket outside, a really unique item, and they told her it was a sun catcher, so she had gotten the sun catcher. I mean, and she has written all about this, all of these things to her mother. And I would assume maybe this is her, this is Josiah, and she had, Josiah was a young man who wanted to court her, and I'm not really sure who I have to go back onto the letters to find out who these are. Maybe this is aunt and uncle, or maybe Josiah's mom and dad. But it was just so interesting. So this is just postcards of items in Oklahoma, and of course the emblem for Geronimo. Yeah, this is Geronimo. And these are pressed flowers. You can see that. Pressed flowers of a lavender, because that's another flower that they were just so surprised about, and so she sent this pressed flower to her mother. So that is something that Joanne did. It's just pure luscious, pure luscious. And some more. And this is, if I got to look at this, Indian blanket flower. And that's in her and the story. The Indian blanket flower, the young lady, she was so intrigued about this because there was a whole line of things that you can use the Indian blanket flower with and eat, and she was just so fascinated. So Joanne got, I mean, the correlation, the connection, and oh, can you see the pattern here? It's just so much yumminess. So, and then of course she made the pocket here with the map behind, and she just had a, you know, nice little tuck in here. I gotta do this one by one. So Joanne, I just want to thank you. You know, we do this just because we absolutely love it, and you know, y'all know how it feels because you can relate to it. This is just such specialness. And Joanne, I will take this off of my shelf. I have a shelf that is all for things that people send me. And I forgot this. And I will just take it and love it and look at it and reread it. And so I just have to thank you very much, Joanne. And you have knocked it out of the ballpark. Just knocked it out of the ballpark. So I will be coming back with some more videos. I am redoing my art studio, and I will do a video on all of that. And I will link all of that too, or you can go to my Facebook page, Janet Schmitz, and you'll see who I am. And otherwise, thank you so much, Joanne. And everybody have a great, post your pictures, post your videos. We all want to see it. This is the best and greatest group that we've all been in. At least I know I have. The friends in here are just phenomenal, and all of you guys are just so inspirational. And thank you, Nick. You just have started. See the ripple in the wave that you have started? It is just phenomenal. We just love to keep on continuing. So thank you. Have a great day, guys.